having a crisis, a big crisis, a crisis in which it's difficult to even invoke your grounded greater presence, because perhaps your very mind is not able to focus for whatever reason, whether it's because of an illness, an accident, or let's say you are having chemo and you're just so exhausted and tired and debilitated. And it's those times when our ability to anchor ourselves in our greater awareness, which I call the circle, when it's very difficult, because then our thoughts overwhelm us and we believe them. We believe them. And it's like gasoline on the fire. So, no matter what it is, remember who you really are is this quiet, greater presence. That it can get so noisy that it seems like it's gone. But don't believe that. Don't believe that it's gone. It can't go away. It can't. So no matter what happens, each happening, each event, each occurrence, each trauma, it's a journey. And how are you going to make the journey? Are you going to live through it as much as possible at the center of the circle of who you are? And just do the best you can. Your rational mind may think that best is nothing, that best is failure. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. It's not true. So as that journey, the one, so to speak, perhaps noble truth is self-compassion. So first, you do not believe your thinking. And self-compassion begins with your breath. And your body, rather than gripped around, owned by thoughts and gripped in tension, that's tight, that's not the open circle. So you can choose to breathe. You can choose to let your body go down and relax. And touch, even if just for a moment, that quiet, that stillness that holds no judgment. And ask yourself, how can I make this journey according to that which I want to believe that I am, which is this compassion, presence. So let's say you're lying in bed. You don't feel well. It seems there's a hopeless feeling. It seems like what is at that moment is permanent. Because you can't see or feel the opposite, so to speak, of well-being, happiness, joy. So first, as you're lying there, breathe. And as you breathe, have this sense of the circle. A circle, a sphere all around you. Just feel the space all around you as a soft, compassionate, quiet, loving space that holds the space for whatever you feel. So whatever you feel, hopeless, I hate this, I can't take it anymore, somebody help me, soften to it. We're not trying to have you talk yourself out of that feeling. But do not believe the thoughts that it thinks. It thinks hopeless. It thinks this is it. And then you believe it. And then you have dug such a deep hole that there seems to be no way out. Always begin with that breath and that space and that relaxation, and that you're not denying what you feel. You're just letting it move. Sometimes it helps to find a phrase to anchor you into this sense of the breathing circle, breathing compassion, breathing love. So I usually start them with the word with. So it might be with the breath of the circle. And maybe a word that works for you to engage your own difficulty would be to cradle, to touch, to hold, to penetrate lovingly. It could be with the breath of sky, so the feeling of the sky, the vastness, the soft clouds. So with the breath of sky, so you anchor yourself as this quiet compassion, using a word that works for you. It could be an animal like the eagle, or with the breath of the wings of the eagle. I cradle my fear and sigh and trust. And just see if you can abide in that down trust as the sensation or feeling of gratitude. And in that place, no matter how bad it is, see what you could be grateful for. Find things to be grateful for. But it must be the feeling of gratitude, not just the thought. Because the feeling of gratitude is the same as this. It's just bigger. It's larger. And you're not involved with your suffering, even though your mind and your body may be suffering. You're letting it, you're holding the space for it in a sense. You don't know how long the journey is for. So you may have to hold the space for your impatience. Always remind yourself, this is a journey. How am I going to make it? How am I going to, how do I want to live my life? Because it's not the wonderful, peaceful, when there's no difficulties. It's the difficulties. And do what is compassionate for yourself. Maybe you've got a strong pusher. So maybe you're actually, you know something's wrong with you, you're ill, but you keep pushing. And you keep pushing. And then you hit the wall. And the pusher wants to be in control. And the wall takes the control away. So you must breathe, surrender to the greater you, and let the feeling of powerlessness move through you. If you can soften and hold the space for your own feelings of powerlessness and helplessness and not being in control, something will happen. Something will soften inside of you. It may not suddenly place you in control of anything. No. So by doing all these things, that's how you're making this journey. Because whatever is reflected in this specific moment, journey, period of time, is reflected in other aspects of your life. So you are healing yourself and these other places in your life. And if maybe you don't know what you're feeling, but you're all tight and confused, maybe you're stuck in one particular kind of feeling. Maybe it's desperation. You know? What would be the opposite? If you can find the opposite and let them merge, something can shift and move and soften. What would be the opposite of this? Well, it could be, I hate this! And then, I hate this! And you just let them come together. It's not necessarily the idea of opposites. It's contrasting. It's one of them is very deeply in your awareness and owning you, and the other's down underneath, owning you too, but out of your awareness. So it's as if you're bringing these into that spacious, loving circle of you by physically doing the energy. But when you do it, you just do it quickly, and then you just let it rush in, and then you add the other one, let it rush in, and just breathe, soft breathing down, 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 until you touch that ground. And find the gratitude, just the word gratitude. I'm alive. I'm alive. So, I hope this helps.